Time for my final guest. For 5 series, he's tended to the residents of Port Isaac. Bless him. Port Wen, actually, with a cantankerous disposition, begrudging sympathy and an outstandingly poor bedside manner in the award-winning Doc Martin. Here he is, at his grumpy best.
His bones are brittle. They are brittle because of too many protein shakes, too much time under a sun lamp, too many fish oil capsules and too much vitamin D, which also gave you a kidney stone, by the way. Now, if you stop taking all this rubbish and burning your skin, you might just recover by the end of the year.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to... I just wanted to look good. I never had a girlfriend, see?
Oh, don't worry, son. You're a lovely boy. Isn't he, Doc?
Oh, God.
Please welcome Martin Clunes. In that, Martin, to seeing that glum face, which is sort of set in stone. It's just a relief to see you coming on smiling again.
Oh,
really.
Good, thank you. Yeah.
It must be less tiring playing somebody grumpy, though you don't have to make any effort, do you, really?
Well, I'm a bit furrowed by the end of the summer, and I have stiff legs. For some reason, I walk like he walks. I mean, it's just sort of become a physical thing as well as just saying the lines, and it sort of quite hurts.
You physically...
like that, isn't it?
So muscle tension is quite
legs,
strong.
yes.
Do people occasionally ask you for advice? Do they really think you are a doctor? There's still people out there who think you could do it.
Luckily, not, because I probably might wade in or glove up or something. Yeah, I do find myself diagnosing people, but unasked for. But I do, keep warm, plenty of fluids.
You've never tried the line on women, just step into that room over there, take your clothes off, and I'll be with you in a minute.
Take your clothes off, put them in a pile next to mine.
Series 5 out on DVD now,
it
today,
seems like only yesterday I was here plugging the series.
It does. I know. Why have we had him back so quickly? He's only been here 5. No, but the great thing... Are we getting another one? That's what we want to know.
We are. Next year. We're yeah, we're just sort of cooking it up as we speak.
Because they got back together. It had taken an awful long time. But outside that little building on the cliff, you see Sado here, watching everyone. And they got me all with, oh, it's so nice to go back together again.
Yes. No, well, we're going to try... We've always tried, quite self-consciously to move their relationship on a little bit or change it slightly in one way or another. So I think next year... we're going to try cohabitation.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, but you'll be dreadful at breakfast because you just poke that thing round in the frying pan. I've seen you,
It's ghastly.
When you... Because I said there, Port Isaac, it's actually called Port Wen, but it is Port Isaac that you're in. Is it a double-edged sword working down there? Because I don't think I'd get anything done. It's so beautiful.
It is really beautiful, but well, no, you're probably busier than I, but acting, you do hang around an awful lot. And you just have to, because while the electricians are working, you can't, So to hang around there and just gaze out to sea, we've had basking sharks, dolphins, all sorts, and it's a real treat. And we get quite a lot of crowds come and watch us now. They're always very friendly.
How do you think the tourism in Port Isaac is kind of... is it a mixed blessing for the locals, in a way, having there?
I don't know. Some would say it is. I think it was there. It was beautiful before we went there, and people... It's built to accommodate people. We sort of... All our crew live in the village.
How long do you go down there for?
4 months.
Gosh. All in summer, presumably?
Well, no, we try and get out before the summer, really, before the schools break up.
So it's spring, then?
Yeah, spring and sort of getting, right up to...
Wonderful, blissful.
It's really nice,
You see, but you do get some nice jobs. And we had lovely horse series last year. Now I gather you're going to Madagascar looking at lemurs.
Yes, I've been, that was... I've just always... Even when I was a child, had an ear out for the word Madagascar.
Because it sounds...
Yes, maybe. I don't know what it sounds, and it just... And then all you ever see on the television is about the wildlife. You wouldn't... I watched that whole BBC series recently, which was absolutely fascinating about the animals and everything. You wouldn't know there were any people there.
So this is more than just the lemurs of Madagascar.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Madagascar
yeah,
itself.
yeah. But the lemurs are such a good sort of metaphor for everything that's going on there. It's quite sad because they're really poor, poorest people I've ever seen, and they have to eat rice, so they have to cut forests down to grow the rice, and about 80% of the forest has gone, which limits the habitats of all the animals, so on and so forth. But the nicest people, really nice, beautiful people, really attractive. I think that's why the population is exploding there, because they can't keep their hands off each other. It's so attractive.
I gather you're having a population of your own at the moment. Population explosion of your own, 'cause it's lambing time.
Yeah, we've just got a slight lull now, but yes, we go off again at the end of the month. Yes,
So,
we've just had...
Tell me about I know about the horses down in Devon, but I mean, what have you got in terms of... You're Dorset?
Dorset, West Dorset,
not
yeah,
Devon.
nearly Devon, West
nearly
Dorset.
Devon. What about the lambing? Yeah, I didn't know you were into sheep as well.
Yes, we've got sheep, we've got some Dexter cattle, you know, mini cows.
Yeah, the little ones.
Because Philip and Emily don't really like cattle. They get scared of them because we've had some scary things on the horses with cattle. So we got diddy cattle. The sheep are normal size, Poll Dorset sheep.
Is all the family interested in livestock, or have you sort of inflicted it on them?
Oh, no, we are genuinely fascinated. I mean, Emily's had it sort of inflicted, or when she was a child, because I'm a patron of the Born Free Foundation, all her toys were endangered species. Yes. They were all these lovely, cuddly lions and things. And she genuinely, I mean, she was shining the torch while I was...
pulling them out.
Pulling them out, yes. Yes. Trying not to swear.
And added to which, of course, it'd be interesting this year with the Diamond Jubilee and the pageant at Windsor.
Yes.
Because as president of the British Horse Society, I presume you're involved in some way.
I am, yes, I am, yeah. I'm not sure. I just know that I'm going with the BHS, but I'm also going... You're going... that's something to do with the pageant.
The pageant, yeah.
But that's to do with Windsor Horse Show.
Yes,
but the day before. But the pageant, I don't know... Do you know any details? I know...
I'm standing there introducing it. I know nothing.
The whole thing?
Nothing at all. Yes, yes. No, it'll be marvellous.
It will be so marvellous.
It is, I mean, 800 horses. It's just going to be the most fabulous.
it's just going to be. And it's such a lovely setting.
The event is great. I mean, I suspect the reason that you like horses and shows like that is that the people are really your kind of folk. Because they are just lovely, outgoing country people. And I've seen you there, mingling in among, and you really do look like, you know, a man in his own environment.
Yes, I don't know how
What is it
came
about that world that drew you in?
I got dragged into it by Philippa and Emily, really. I never saw it coming. I was surrounded by horses, but I love talking about... You know, I used to bluff my way, and now I know a little bit more. It's even more interesting talking to people. And they're just passionate and enthusiastic, and I think animals are... I don't know, they take you out of yourself. When you're riding a horse, you can't think about anything else, or you'll fall off.
Yeah, you concentrate. And you now know you're with her from your fetlock.
I do, yes, yes.
And can run your hand over either. Are we going to see any more drama, apart from Doc Martin coming up? What else is on the cards for you in terms of filming?
Yeah, I'm sort of actor for hire again this year, which I'm really... I was just telling somebody, I went up for a job and I didn't get it, and it felt great. No, it felt really good, because it's
Martin,
like, this is where I used to do.
Can't turn Martin Clunes.
I was too tall or something. But no, I think it's quite right. You should be seen and read, and if you're not right, you don't get it. And it just felt like great. I was back in my profession again.
But it's a bit hard on the ego. Now, you're not egocentric, but do you think it's good?
No, I didn't feel I'd failed. I felt I wasn't right.
The right person.
Yes, their programme will fail.
Yeah. They won't get Doc Martin's viewing figures, will they? So when are you starting filming the next series of Doc?
Next spring. Next spring. So, yeah, it takes a long time to get it written.
So we see it autumn 2013?
Yes. Yes.
Bless you. Well, at least we can catch up and remind ourselves how you got to where you got in Doc Martin with all this. They're all 1 to 5 are now on DVD.
There's a box set, as well as just Series 5, yeah.
The great thing is you're not too tall to fit in the box. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Clunes.
Thank you.